We're going to bring Joey in. Mr. Joey Cole, how are you this morning?
Hey, Kevin, I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking, and hopefully you're doing well also. And good morning to all the Kevin Smith radio listeners. So hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Saturday morning.
You think we have some of those? I'm glad you said that.
I think there's probably a lot of people listening today.
Very appreciative. Okay, Joey, you're in this race for Madison County, and for folks that don't know about you, which I would find very rare, because Joey, you're pretty well known in Madison County. Give us some. In fact, let me ask you one question real quick. I was looking on a history website last night. It was about the history of the Cole automobile manufacturer, one of the early car makers in the United States, and it was based in Indianapolis, the Cole Automotive Group, and their building is still working. It's still available. Are you part of that family? Are you part of the Cole family that made the automobiles?
No, if I am, I don't know anything about it, and if I am, I hope they'll contact me after after they listen to your show today.
All right. Well, it just seemed to me that maybe you're part of that Cole Automotive family. It's a very well-established family. They have a museum. In fact, the old manufacturing building is actually part of a restaurant now on East Washington Street. Just thought I might throw that out there in case you have any interest.
Yeah, well, hopefully after I get elected sheriff, they'll give us some great deals on police cars.
I would like. They were one of the early makers of a V8 engine, or an 8-cylinder engine, dating back to like 1916. But that's neither here nor there. Joey Cole, you're running for sheriff. What are the important issues?
Well, of course, I think this isn't new to anyone. That we have a lot of issues with mental health and addictions problems here in Madison County, and we're doing everything we can to help those issues. We've started a lot of programs in the jail in the last 7.5 years, and we hope to be able to continue the programs. And we've got a lot of wonderful things going, to help people and try to get their lives back together and reconnected with their families.
Why is it that it seems that mental health problems in the Sheriff's Department run so closely together? The Sheriff's Department jail would be appropriate.
Yes, I agree. Well, the state hospitals have pretty much completely closed down, and there's no place for people to go to get help. And so if somebody has a problem, if they're trespassing and they don't have anywhere to go, they get arrested, and of course they're brought here. And our facility is basically the new state hospital.
Yeah, and do you think? I mean, have you had conversations with the legislators? This has to be something that's on their mind. It's of a great deal of concern to them. The change that we've had going from mental health institutions operated by the states and then to community-based, and now we just end up putting them in a jail cell in prison ultimately.
Yes, we've talked to some people, and we've talked to a couple people. Terry Austin, I'm in contact with her a lot about the mental health problems that we have and addictions issues. They do run hand in hand, and she brings it up, at the State House on a regular basis, and trying to do some things. But we're still trying to work to make things better. We have a lot of recovery programs that we've placed in our jail since, on the state level, they haven't really done a whole lot, except, we have had some grant monies from federal money that's been given to us, to run programs.
It seems to me, and I do know that the state of Indiana and the FSSA, the health end of the government in Indianapolis, is aware of the problems. The question is, how do we make it that the state of Indiana realizes that all they've moved to is placing people who have mental illness problems, instead of placing them in a hospital environment, we're placing them in a jail environment, ultimately a prison.
Correct. And, there's a huge difference between putting someone in jail with these issues instead of a state hospital. Our folks, our jail officers, they do a great job, dealing with people and the folks that come into our facility, but they're not trained to deal with people who, especially if they have serious mental health issues and addictions problems.
Yeah.
And that makes it hard for not only our facility, but it takes up more room in our facility. Our jail, it's too small, and it's really caused a lot of problems. So anyway, we've started several programs, and some of them, if you'd like for me to talk about, I'd like
Sure,
to
absolutely, go for it. Yeah.
We have a program called Celebrate Recovery that seems to be working really well, and it's in some other parts of the state. We have 2 evenings of worship services per week, where we have our chaplains. They come in, and our chaplaincy department, they work great with the clients and inmates that we deal with. It helps them cope with the things that they're dealing with. The Department of Corrections, it is grant-funded group. It's counseling by Aspire. They have single sessions and group therapy sessions. At least while they're here, it helps them cope and be able to get things going on. We also got a new program getting ready to start that we're pretty excited about. It's our chaplains is getting it started, and it helps offenders understand the root of the problem, which got them, where they are. And it's a 12-step program, and I think a lot of people have at least heard of the 12-step program, but it goes a little further. It's out of the Life Recovery Bible, and our chaplains are bringing that in real soon. So we're excited about that as well. Our health department, they provide a lot of things for us. They do a lot of health screenings and peer recovery assistance and post-release. So we're excited about all these people that come in and help us. And we have people that come in as sometimes as navigators if our medical group that we're contracted with, if they get a little behind on getting people signed up, for the health insurance that they need. So
right.
We've really got a lot of great people helping us, and we're excited about that because it is a community joint effort in trying to fix this problem.
Yeah, you mentioned one thing that's actually quite interesting to me, and I hadn't thought about it in a long time. You mentioned that when folks come in, inmates come in, that there's someone there to help them sign up for medical insurance. In other words, a lot of this cohort, these inmates that are coming in, have no health insurance. They have no coverage.
Correct. And it's not just for them, Kevin. I want to state it. It'll help their children also. And, it provides a great benefit for their children to be able to have medical needs if needed, vision, dental, and Meridian Health. They are just phenomenal in our community that helps us with that, and they really reach out into our community to help people.
Yeah. I tell you, that's very gratifying to hear that you're working with Meridian Health, because that mental health angle, they're actually part of the county budget, if I recall correctly. I mean, there's a piece of property tax that goes to the mental health organization that the county has. Am I incorrect about that?
I don't think you are. I'm not real familiar with that part of it, that aspect. But,
Yeah.
You know, we're always we try to focus on most of our money. We get it through grants. We've been able to find ways to find money through grants, and we get excited about that because I won't say it's free money, but you know, it's money that's out there to be used for that. So
Right.
if we can have a piece of that pie, we want to be able to, you know, grab a hold of it and help our people as well, and it helps our community.
So what are the changes that you would like to see initiated? Some of the challenges that the Madison County Sheriff's Department has now that you'd like to correct?
Well, it's not just with the Sheriff's Department. We need to be able to continue to add more programs in our facility. But the thing that really holds us back is the size of the jail. Our facility, we have outgrown our facility 10 years ago, even longer than that. Our facility will hold 207 people, and right now we have a few doors in our jail, cell doors, that are out of service, so that even brings our number from 207 down to even a lower number to make it a safe facility. So the commissioners have decided that it's time to build a new jail. So once we can get that going in the new facility, we're going to be able to help more people that come in by programs and different things. And I'll get into some more of that here in just a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
But another issue that I see is becoming a very serious, and it continues to grow, and I think it's growing probably larger than what most of us even realize, and that's the homelessness problem that we have here in Madison County. I think we need to, try to start working on a homelessness program to help those people. It would help the merchants, in town, and people coming to, shop and do the things that they want to be able to do and feel comfortable with it. So I really think that a lot of the stakeholders, we need to really grasp a hold of what we're going to do with homelessness.
Right. It seems to me, I keep hearing reports about the amount and the number of homeless people that are living along the river trail system in Anderson. Is that some of the problem that needs addressing?
Yes, it definitely does. And we have, of course, sometimes, those people that are homeless, most of them, if not all of them, they have some issues with mental health or addiction issues. And, one of the biggest myths that we have is when people say, well, they want to be homeless, that is just by far not true. People don't want to say that they're down and out. They don't want to admit that they've kind of failed in life. And when it's, 10 degrees outside, nobody wants to be out, living, outside under a cardboard box. They'd rather be inside of a home in a warm bed. And, if we could get out and get these people taken care of, I think that would help our situation of the number of arrests and different things. Because those folks, they come in and they get arrested, they get released, they're back out on the street for a while, they get arrested again, and it's just that revolving door.
Right. So the proposal would be what to help solve this problem?
Well, number one, we need to get them some housing. That's the first thing. We get them some housing, and we get them into some therapy. If they need medication, if the doctor feels that they need medication to help their situation, we get them on that, and then we go from there and we start building them up to where get their head straight. We get them out to where they can possibly get a job, and we have found in some towns, cities, they've been able to get housing, and they've helped a lot of people, by finding a place for them to live, get them to therapy, get them the right kind of medications if needed, and they've been able to get out and be productive again.
So would it be fair to say that a large number or a percentage of the folks that are homeless have underlying mental health issues?
Yes, no doubt.
I had heard that there were a number of people, the homeless people in Anderson, that had actually come here from out of town. That somehow Anderson attracts folks. Has there been any indication of that?
Well, I can't say that one way or the other for sure, but if you, I've had the opportunity to talk to people in different states.
Yeah.
Other police agencies, and a lot of these people, they do move around a lot. Mm-hmm. If you talk to somebody from Florida, they're going to say, "Yeah, we get a lot of people, that are attracted to coming to Florida."
Right.
I've talked to people in Colorado. They say, "Hey, they're attracted to coming to Colorado." So, it just depends on who you talk to, and I think a lot of these people, they do move around a lot.
But it is, then you could say it's a transient population.
Yes.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Definitely. Getting back, jail overcrowding has been a focus for a number of years. I know that Sheriff Mellinger, current Sheriff Mellinger, who had been sheriff before, his focus then was the size of the jail, and that's been, many years ago, and it's resurfaced. Are there other steps that the county can take to help alleviate that overcrowding?
Well, I think our county has done everything that they possibly can do at this point. And by saying this, we have what's called the Madison County, the MCCC Madison County Correctional Complex.
Yeah.
And, they hold around 130 people.
That would have otherwise added to the population in the jail.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep. And then we have work release. There's another close to 150 people, something like that. We have in-home detention. So, and I don't have any idea how many people are on in-home detention right now, but there's a few, a couple hundred anyway. So there's just a lot of people that's under, judicial watch, you might say, and we have run out of room, and there's some people that maybe that's in some of these other places that they really probably should be in jail. And I'm not so sure that we don't have people that's in jail that could probably be a little more trustworthy out of jail than some of the other ones. So it's a juggling deal that we're messing with here.
I hadn't really thought about that, because if you add those numbers up, to be conservative, we're talking about we could have a maximum of 600 people that would be eligible to be incarcerated in Madison County.
Oh, yeah. And my goal is not to just throw everybody in jail. My goal is to help those that come in here and that are willing to accept help and want help.
Yeah.
And, but we also, if there's people out there, committing crimes and they're hurting people, and if they're violent people, they need to be in jail. They don't need to be on work release. They don't need to be on in-house detention. They need to be in jail.
Mm-hmm. Can I throw one more thing out here about your background? I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about it.
Sure.
Is that I spent a number of years on the Madison County Council, and one of my colleagues was Joey Cole.
Yes, sir. Those were good days, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, here's my point. I learned a lot when I was on the county council about how government operates, how it should operate, and how you budget. Would you say that your experience on the county council has somehow enlightened you to the operation of the sheriff's department and the overall county finances?
Well, sure. That definitely was definitely a stepping stone of learning things. But being Sheriff Mellinger's right hand guy, working with the budget and working with him and going to the council, that has really brought me up to date and up to speed on some things that we do. So that is something that has really helped me, and I think that my opponent with being on the federal level has a lot of knowledge, but there's a big difference between the federal level and the state level, of how we get budgeting and how you go about getting it. So it's one of those things that everybody needs to know. So
now, how many years? I'm going to sound awful old here, Joe, because I don't think you have gray hair yet, and you look young and stealth. But how many years do you have on the sheriff's department?
30 plus.
Oh,
30 plus years. Yeah,
that's a long time.
If I may, real quickly,
yeah.
I'd like to share a little bit about our patrol division.
Please
as well.
Please do.
And a lot of people don't realize this, but in 2021 we had almost 26,000 911 calls. The exact number is like 25,906. That averages out to 70 911 calls per day, and that is a lot of calls, and we cover many, like 450 square miles, in Madison County, and we do a great job. Our deputies are phenomenal, at taking these calls and responding, even though we need to add more people, to our roster, in our patrol division.
How do we do that with the county budget?
Well, that's one of the things that the county council has to decide. What's important to them how important is public safety to our to the county council? How is public safety? How important it is to people in Madison County? That's what we got to look at. That's how that's how I look at it. And they have to get up in the morning and think, okay, how many 911 calls is the sheriff's department taking a day? How many people do they have on their roster? And we need more people. And I'll tell you, I think our patrol division, our detectives, the personnel, they provide the best enforcement and public safety in Madison County. And we just need more personnel added to the roster. So,
well, Joseph, I'm going to say from personal experience, I have a great deal of respect and admiration for the investigation team, the detectives at the Sheriff's Department, Madison County Sheriff's Department. They are some of the best professional people. For instance, one of your retirees, Dave Callahan, I've got to know much, much better and work with him. And you guys just produce a good quality investigator.
We do, and I'll tell you, our patrol guys are great too. And honestly, Kevin, there's not a week that goes by when I'm out in the public, somebody comes up and they talk about how professional they were treated and how well that they were respected, by the county officer, deputy that was there. And we like to hear that. We try to do a good job screening our applicants, and the people that are here, they encourage, the younger officers to do the right thing and be professional. And, we just can't be, and when I say we, Sheriff Mellinger and I, we just can't, ask for a better team of people than what we have.
Hey, you've got a great team, that I can say wholeheartedly. The men and women that work over at the Madison County Sheriff's Department, Madison County Police Department, whichever it is referred to now. Is it the Sheriff's Department or the Police Department?
Well, technically it's the sheriff's office, but
Yeah.
it's a sheriff's department. And,
Right.
Our people are called deputies.
Yes.
And so there's a little bit of a difference. The police officers eat donuts, and the deputies, we really watch our figure and maybe eat some ice cream from time to time. So
That's the old blue and blue and brown there. Yeah.
yeah.
Joseph, any final thoughts? I want to thank you for being with us, but if there's anything you'd like to add.
Well, if there's anything that I would like the people to know that sets me aside from the other candidate is, I would say that the other candidate has quite a bit of experience at the federal level, but federal resources, they cannot even be compared to local resources. And I've been able to leverage all kinds of public partnerships, which makes our efforts much more successful. I've also been involved in local programs and task forces for over 20 years, and that type of experience is simply not available at the federal level. And I think that I'm the best candidate, and I'd appreciate everybody's vote when it comes election day.
Hey, I want to add one thing. I generally broadcast this program on Facebook too, my Facebook page, and I have had technical difficulties today. So I want to let you know it's not there.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that,
Sure.
because I try to reach out to as many listeners as I can. But as I post on Facebook, stream it, baby. I'm in for the audio stream at WHBU. So thank you very much for being part of the program this morning, Joseph.
Hey, it's great to have been here, and thank you, Kevin, and thanks for all your listeners for listening to me, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Thank you, Joey. Joey Cole, who's a candidate for Madison County Sheriff's Department.